I have the privilege of giving the next award to Dr. Mark Geier and David Geier, who were also our courage, a story of courage yesterday. Dr. Mark Geier, whom I had the pleasure of conversation with this afternoon, practiced clinical medicine for more than 30 years. He helped develop and provide genetic services, including high-resolution prenatal ultrasound imaging, amniocentesis procedures, high-risk pregnancy genetic counseling for inherited genetic disorders, and genetic cancer risk screening to more than 25,000 patients, and helped to evaluate and treat more than 1,000 patients diagnosed with autism and other neurodevelopmental disorders. Dr. Geier was also Laboratory Director of Molecular Medicine, Inc. for more than 20 years. He has co-authored more than 150 studies, many of which I'm sure you've read, I know I have, published in academic journals and medical textbook chapters, and was an invited presenter at numerous prestigious academic conferences around the world. Dr. Geier is co-founder and currently co-director of the nonprofit Institute of Chronic Illnesses, Inc., and nonprofit CoMed, Inc. Dr. Geier was an accredited participant on behalf of the accredited non-governmental organization CoMed, Inc. at multiple intergovernmental negotiating committee meetings of the United Nations Environmental Program. That was to help prepare a global, legally binding treaty on mercury, the Minamata Convention on Mercury, to help reduce global human mercury exposure and harm. David A. Geier, I also had the pleasure of talking with. They are such wonderful gentlemen. If you have the chance to grab a chair with them, please do. David received a BA in biology and a minor in history from UMBC. Mr. Geier undertook graduate studies at the Foundation for Advanced Education in the Sciences at the National Institutes of Health and at George Washington University. He has co-authored more than 100 studies himself, published in academic journals and medical textbook chapters, and been an invited presenter at numerous prestigious academic conferences around the world. Mr. Geier is the co-founder and currently co-director of the nonprofit Institute of Chronic Illnesses, Inc., and the nonprofit CoMed, Inc. Mr. Geier was an accredited participant on behalf of the accredited non-governmental organization CoMed, Inc. at multiple intergovernmental negotiating committee meetings of the United Nations Environmental Program to help prepare a globally legal binding treaty on mercury to help reduce global human mercury exposure and harm, as was his father. So I would like to invite them up to receive their award. To say. Awarded for their courageous, successful legal challenges against the Maryland Board of Physicians, Dr. Mark Geier and David Geier won their case brought against the board for breach of medical privacy and obtained $2.5 million in damages, half of which to be paid individually by the board's members and attorneys. They also received the attorney's fees, which is another $2.5 million, for a total of $5 million back to them. Mark and David Geier.
Thank you for this award. We really appreciate it. You people are very important to us. We are, despite coming out once in a while to things like this, we are not activists, although our hearts are with you. You need to do the activism, we do the science. The science cannot be denied and will eventually succeed.
And we would like to thank a couple of people that helped to obviously get us to the place that we're at. One of them is Jim Love. Jim Love is the most fabulous attorney that I've ever met, and I've worked with quite a number over the years. Without him, we would never have gotten anywhere. It was his dedication, spending thousands, tens of thousands of hours over 7 years that helped us to get to the place that we're at. And I'd also like to thank some of our scientific colleagues, Dr. Janet Kern, Dr. Boyd Haley. These are people that helped publish and do studies with us and really make everything that we do possible.